Okay, what makes problem number two somewhat redeeming is that they tell me that A, B, and C are positive integers. Right? It goes on to say there's an order to them as well, where C is the biggest integer, and then B is the next one down, and then A. The problem for me, though, looking at the problem, is trying to figure out how do I figure out the sum A plus B plus C. Now, granted, you could make a stab in the dark about what A, B, and C are. They're integers. For example, you could say, oh, A is 1, B is 2, and C is 3. That's really not going to work out, by the way, if you thought about that. Now, the next integer I'd look at, probably 2. And again, I'm not saying it's right, by the way. 2, 3, and 4. And again, you could play this game as long as you like, by the way. And certainly, if you're looking at this, it would be 1/2 plus 1/3 plus 1/4. Right? I think you get any idea that you could do that. I'm not opposed to that. All right? Let me get my eraser out. But I want to go through, what if it wasn't 1 there, some other number? Let's just start thinking about it. All right? So I'll go to the whiteboard. And this is problem number 2. And again, I'm going to write down what I do know. I know that they're integers, so I know A, B, and C are positive integers. All right? What else do I know? I know there's an order to them. Oops. I know there's an order to them. What else do I know? I know the sum of the reciprocals is equal to 1. And again, you could play the game, just figure out what the integers are at this point. But they really don't ask for that. They just ask for what's the sum of those 3. That's their question. So let's write this down. And putting it down, the first thing I want to put down is that we have a relationship now. And we know the relationship of the sum. I want to put the ordered relationship down now. So A, B, and C. Now what does this tell me over here? Looking at it, I know these, by the way, I know something about the reciprocals. So I know that, we got 1 over A would be greater than 1 over B would be greater than 1 over C. But what I know about all these fractions over here? All of them have to be proper. What does that mean? They all have to be less than 1. That's a given, by the way. So I got this relationship over here. And granted, you could think about that, and you're thinking about what the numbers could be. And again, you could write things down, like you could write down, oh, I think this is the case. That certainly satisfies that. There's no problem with that. We know that. But again, I don't think that's what they're asking for. What they're asking for is, let me just get my eraser out. Something about what the sum of A, B, and C would give me. So let's write down, sort of things we do know. And again, what we do know is we know 1 over A. Sorry about that. 1 over A. I did it again. Let me just put this on the side. We know that 1 over A plus 1 over B plus 1 over C is equal to 1. All right? So I want to point out, one thing just looking at it, I know that 1 over B plus 1 over C must, let's take a look at this over here. Let me tell you what the A, what I'm looking at, think about this. The A has got to be less than 3. And why is that? Let's just put that down. So if I put 1/3 plus 1/4 plus 1 over 5, and this sum here, looking at the denominator, would be 15 times 460, right? I'm kind of thinking about it now. 60, 20, 15, and 12. Get 20, 35, 45. Yeah, certainly that's not going to produce a 1. So I'm going to say maybe 1/2. And I'm looking at numbers, by the way. 1/3, 1/4. And certainly looking at this over here, I'm going to say a 12 would go there. I'm not saying this is what the answer is, by the way. I'm just looking at the numbers. I'm looking at, but you couldn't do this over here. And the reason for that, whatever fraction put over here, they're going to be smaller, right? And half, they would never give you a 1. Let's see if this gives you a 1, or exceeds the 1 in that case. So 12, you get 6, and that you get 4, and you get 3. That's 13. That does exceed 1, by the way. So I'm going to say over here, the A, it couldn't be 1, by the way. The A cannot be 1, because then the B and C would have to be 0, and that's not, I'm sorry, that 1 over B plus 1 over C would have to be 0. But I'm going to say the only possibility now is the A could be 2. All right, let me write this over here now. So we get 1/2 plus 1 over B plus 1 over C is equal to 1, which means 1 over B plus 1 over C is equal to 1/2. All right, now I got to start thinking now. And again, the kind of strategy over here, I got the A to be 2 at this point. I got to start thinking about the B and C now. And I know that B is greater than A, so I'm going to say, maybe, I don't know, let's start with B equals 3 now. And let's see what you get over there. So you would get 1/3 plus 1 over C equals 1 over 2. So 1 over C, 1/2 minus 1/3. That would be 6. And you get 3 minus 2. Was that going to be 1/6? There, I got my possibility now. So B is 3, and the C now is going to be 6. All right, so what do we got over here? We do have the A, B, and C. You get 2. That's the A. The B is 3, and the C is 6. What do you get there? 6 and 3 is 9. You get 11. And we're done. Thank you.